right. All right. Test.
Are we here? We
Yeah.
back?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. No, I was just showing the fans. There's Millie.
Yeah.
She's very excited about today's live feed read. Can you see her there on the ground?
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't seem to care a whole lot. So, welcome back to another live feed read.
Yeah.
Paul Reed here, your host, with the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, Jason Crawford,
There
sitting
you
across
go.
the screen, so to speak. It's a beautiful day out.
It
Let's
is.
see. Up daylight savings times this weekend, Jason, in case you forgot. So
Oh
it's fall
yeah.
behind. And what does that mean? It means in the morning when you wake up, the
You could
sun
sleep.
will already be up unless you wake up real early. And then, but which
Yeah.
I don't like is when you leave work here at 5 o'clock,
It can be
could
dark.
be dusk or dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that sucks because it's already scary enough driving on I-4 and 275 and at all in the daylight, much less
Yeah.
dusk and night. So I might just spend an extra 10 or 15 minutes and go the back roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what I see and how quickly the sun sets.
For
Because
sure.
it's been a year and I just don't remember, this time last year when we left, was the sun up or down? For some reason, I seem to remember the sign being lit up. So I'll know soon enough.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. This is one of my favorite parts of the year. I'm not an early riser, so it's one of those things where I don't really care so much that that it's light or dark, but I tend to like the I don't know for some reason like coming from Alabama and having the four seasons, the dark getting dark earlier kind of it gets cooler I guess maybe, and it just reminds me a little bit more of like home and growing up with the different seasons and stuff.
yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
only thing I do when it gets darker earlier, it just seems like honestly, there's more time away from work. Like
Yeah.
when it gets dark at 9 o'clock, and then you go to bed an hour or two
Yeah.
later, it's kind of
Yeah.
like you never left. When it
You
gets
never
dark at
leave. Yeah.
5:30 and you go to
Yeah.
bed, 4 or 5 hours later, it seems like you kind
Mm-hmm.
of just got more time away from the office, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right, so I was reading, as you all know, I read every week the Florida Law Weekly, and this is appellate court cases where something went wrong at the trial level, or at least someone thinks something went wrong at the trial level.
Hmm.
They appeal to one of the courts of appeal, and then depending on how and what they rule and other issues not to get into, it may make its way to the Florida Supreme Court.
Okay.
Well, all right. So the topic for today, and I'll ask it. So, Jason, you have a smartphone, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a
Several.
smartphone. A lot of people have smartphones. So the question that I was reading was, um, can you be compelled by the judge, the court, to give up your passcode to the police so they can search your smartphone for evidence?
Okay. Is
That's the
this
question.
like under what is this
Well,
like
let's see.
at a
This
car accident
circumstance.
scene
Well,
or
there's three cases.
okay.
This one here was. Let's see. What did he do? Oh, okay. So this guy here was stalking his girlfriend. He threw a brick through her window and fled. The police were called, and they found a smartphone in the vicinity of the broken window. Of course, the ex-girlfriend calls the phone, and guess what?
It's his.
It's his. But the phone is locked, and they can't get into it. And so they want him to provide the passcode to unlock it, so they can snoop through his phone to find evidence that he was there or was stalking her
Okay. So the
and so
phone
forth.
isn't enough evidence to place him there?
Well, it may or may not be. That wasn't the question.
Right.
Remember, the state always wants the maximum amount of evidence possible when they're going to try to convict someone of a crime. And
Yeah.
remember, this crime is a serious felony because he had done a few other things before this. So it was aggravated stalking and throwing a deadly missile into an occupied a building structure,
Yeah.
which quite possibly, and I'm not a criminal law, that could be like life in prison.
Okay.
So this isn't
Interesting.
just, oh, well,
Yeah, it's not small. It's not small.
threw a brick through the window,
Yeah.
yada, yada, yada. He had done other things and they wanted to make sure that they could get a conviction.
Okay.
Okay. And so that was the other one. Let me tell you, here's another one. So
So,
that
is there an answer to the question, or
we will
you
get
won't?
to
You know?
that. I'm gonna not
Okay.
yet. So another case that was in 2016 here in the Second District Court of Appeal, which is where we reside, Hillsborough, Pinellas, Polk, Pasco. And this one involved, if I'm not mistaken, I got to scroll up. This one involved um, a guy that was video voyeurism.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so they want to basically get his cell phone to see if he's got pictures of the, uh, I'm assuming women, because they
Yeah.
did say a couple of men, but whoever, men, women,
Yeah.
whatever. It was one of those. It looks like where they hide under stairs, or they upskirts where they go behind you and take a picture of,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Voyeuristic
on
stuff.
that note, again, this one didn't make the other side of the law, but I was at a Bucks game at halftime in a concession stand line. I
Okay.
remember 4 or 5 people, and I saw a guy do that.
No way.
Oh yeah, confronted him. Yeah, grabbed him, and was calling, "Hey, somebody get the cops!" And he hauled ass. And I, smacked him around a little bit, trying to get him to stay, but he got away. But so it happens. It happens. Evidently with some frequency, because here's a case where this happened, and that was the Second District Court of Appeal, and of course, it was Polk County. Shocker. The next case, because there's three, so we've got the deadly weapon stalker, video voyeur, and
Yeah.
this
Okay.
other one was a kid who crashed his car, alleged DUI. One passenger lived and another passenger died. So again, a very serious
Yeah.
matter where the cops wanted him to provide the password because the passengers saying that they were communicating, sending Snapchats,
Yeah.
this, that, and the other, related to the issue of
Mm,
drinking. All right, so we've got 3 cases.
okay.
Florida Supreme Court, and the Second District Court of Appeal, and then the other one was, I believe, what did I say? Which I think it was the Fourth District Court of Appeal. So that's down in that Miami area over in
Okay.
Miami, West Palm Beach. So the
Yeah.
question is, in the state of Florida and the United States of America, because remember what we're talking about here is the Fifth Amendment.
Okay.
And the Fifth
Okay.
Amendment basically is the right against self-incrimination.
Yeah.
So then the question is, are you providing incriminating evidence against yourself by being forced to give up your password to the state of Florida so they can look through your phone? Okay,
Um,
now there's the question.
there's the question. Yeah, yeah. And this is at the scene or in the courtroom?
Oh no, this happens months later. These were like one of them. They
Okay. So
found,
while they're doing investigations
yeah,
of the
they found
body
the
on the
guy's
scene.
phone
Okay. Yeah.
at the not the voyeur, not the kid, the
Yeah.
stalker. They found the
Yeah.
phone, and this was 8 months later.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just
So I
it's
think I would say that I don't know that there's a blanket yes or no. I could be wrong. You might correct me, but here's my thinking on it. I think that the case with the voyeur, sorry, the deadly weapon where they found it, he wasn't there, and they're trying to investigate later. I think that's a no, but I think that the one with the voyeur is a yes, and I here's why. I would think that probable cause, like they can't normally seize and search either without probable cause. And I think as property that this would fall under probable cause. If there's something that's directly tied to that, yes. If they don't have a reason to enter, they don't have a reason to go into it. There's no probable cause, or there's nothing that specifically links them to needing that password to get into. They're just looking for extra stuff. I don't know that they would necessarily be able to draw the line, like connect the dots there. That would be kind of where how my mind would reason through the yay or nay of it.
That's interesting. Just so you know, that the probable cause argument, did not come up in any of the cases cited.
Interesting.
I guess they just figure that the fact that you found a phone at a crime scene and that you've been accused of video voyeurism and what was the other, and the one passenger stating that I sent text messages. I think there's your probable cause. So that really wasn't addressed, but certainly I don't think you could just walk up to Jason Crawford's house, knock on the door, and say, I want to search his cell phone.
Right.
That would be a probable for what? We want to see if there's any evidence in there about. Right. Okay, so that's a good point, and you would win on that. They have to have probable cause to search that phone. So that's good, but assuming for this argument that the voyeur, that stalking and so forth, they had enough for probable cause. Remember, probable cause isn't you got to be guilty. I mean, that they have reason to believe that there's.
She says her photo's on that phone, or like
I saw it. I saw Jason. I saw you do on Jason's computer. Blah blah. There's your probable cause.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I was looking for something.
Interesting.
Because the court said that they listed several things that the Fifth Amendment does not consider to be self-incriminating evidence, and I'll just go from memory. One of them was a blood draw. So when you have a suspected DUI case, they can make you, with a search warrant, they have to get a judge's, but they can make you give blood.
Okay.
They can make you've seen on Kramer on Seinfeld, they can make you stand up in a lineup.
Mm-hmm.
They can make you talk, a voice exemplar. They can say, Jason, read this. I did not shoot that man, and so those things are not considered to be self-incriminating testimony, because it's testimonial communication that protects. So then the question is the fact that you're giving password to your phone a testimonial communication that could incriminate you. That's kind of what they're struggling with.
That's a technicality. Yeah.
Well, but that's the issue. So
because what if your password's it's a hand-drawn symbol, not spoken or a word.
My password's my face.
Okay, yeah.
So there's no testimony there.
I was gonna say that's not testimony.
So could the cops do like this? Just stand still. Stand
still.
Yeah,
right. There's a way around that.
Or could they say, hey, look, the thumb. Yeah. So, I mean, again.
Taking the fifth. Look at the thumbs.
Bag on your head. I'm coming in all right with a mask on. All right. Well, let me tell you. Here's the question. It depends on where you live.
Okay.
Which is not the way it's supposed to be. In any
Do you mean
state,
like what state you live in, or within the state, what county?
Well, okay. Well, here we go. In State v. Stahl, which is the second district court case having to do with video voyeurism. The second district court of appeal said giving a password is not in violation of your Fifth Amendment right.
Okay.
So if you live in Polk, Pasco, Hillsborough, and so forth, as long as probable cause is met, you're giving up your password.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. In the fourth district, I'm pretty sure it was the fourth district, which is if I'm not mistaken, West Palm Beach area. Guess what? Of course, now, interestingly enough, on a political
this is your appointment reminder.
venue, you got West Palm Beach being a more Democrat, more liberal part of the state.
Yeah. Okay.
Polk County, who we kidding? Hillsborough, Pinellas, Pasco, second district. It's either a close one or Republican leading.
Yeah.
but either way, more conservative.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so in the more conservative Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, Polk County, you're giving up your phone password to the police. In the West
Yeah.
Palm Beach, a little more liberal. No, you're not.
Interesting. Because
Yep.
see, like when they search and seize property and they get like your computer, right?
Mhm.
You have to give over the password. It's not like, oh, we got his computer, but doggone
Well,
it, we can't get his
well,
stuff because
let
we
me
can't
ask
get his
you this.
password. You know?
Let me ask you. I don't know that computers are as encrypted as cell phones, such that they probably have engineers like hackers that get into your computer a lot easier, evidently, than they can get into these cell phones.
Hmm.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah, maybe.
computers get hacked all the time. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not easy to hack your cell phone. And evidently, the way it sounds, and I'm not an expert, they couldn't do it. I guess the technology
Oh,
is
okay.
such that they
We
just couldn't
need
do it.
it. So there's a pivot point in which, like, oh, we need the password to get
Right.
into this.
Now,
Okay.
interestingly enough, so here we are, and neither one of those cases got appealed to the Supreme Court, or the Supreme Court didn't take either case. And the reason being is one was 2016, one was 2018. My guess is that the people pled a plea bargain,
Yeah.
and once that happens, then you kind of can give up your right to further appeal. You follow me?
Yeah.
So it might have been, well, we won. And so, well, if I win, like in the fourth district, well, we won.
Mm-hmm.
And the state, for whatever reason, either chose not to appeal, or they may have convicted them without the need for it. So many
Yeah.
things could have happened
That's
as
interesting.
to why it
Yeah.
never made it to the Supreme Court. You know, they, like you said, they might not have needed the phone, they just wanted it, but they might have had enough anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, they didn't make it to the Supreme Court, but lo and behold, one of them did.
Which
Okay,
one?
and this one is the one
The car accident?
stalker.
Oh, the stalker.
This was the stalker. The
Oh,
stalker's
okay.
case
The
made
broken
it.
window.
Right, but you know what the Supreme Court of the state of Florida said?
Uh-oh.
They punted. They kicked the ball. They said, well, and this was out of the fifth district where it started, which is Jacksonville area. They said, well, guess what? The fifth district should have never heard this case. It wasn't right for certiorari. I'm not going to get into all that, but they just said, you know what? We don't know if the state could have convicted this guy without the evidence or not. And if they convict him, because the judge in the fifth district said, you got to give up your phone. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And so the fifth district agreed. So, but we don't know what happened, because the Supreme Court says, because if he wins at the trial court level, well, no harm, no foul. We'll wait to see what happens.
Okay. Okay.
So what they
Okay.
said is, even though they know that there's a conflict between the second district and the fourth, meaning in Hillsborough County, you give up your phone.
Right.
In West Palm Beach, you don't give up your phone.
Right. We're just gonna wait and see how it plays out to see if this is even
conflict
relevant.
hasn't made it to us yet.
Right. Yeah.
So they
Okay.
flip through and tell everybody why they're not going to rule, and then they finally say this: there's no. It says the U.S. Supreme Court has not conclusively addressed the issue of whether or not having to give up your passcode violates the Fifth Amendment, and neither has the state of Florida, i.e., the Florida Supreme Court, decided that, and we ain't gonna do it today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah. It
It
sounds like they're, like you said, they're punting it down the
Yeah,
road.
they're just not deciding it.
But I do think that's
because honestly, it's going to open up
the repercussions are huge.
can of worms.
Yeah, the
Because
repercussions are
every
huge.
prosecutor will now want you to give up your cell phone.
Yes, right away.
So every case will be. To me, they didn't want to do it. They don't want to do it, and they're hoping they don't have to do it.
Yeah, and the level of information is huge. Like if they get a search and seizure and they come into your house, like if you Like you're required to unlock the door and open the door for them to come in.
As long as they have a warrant.
As long as they have a warrant, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I mean.
They search your house.
Exactly. So I would see that as the same kind of property, but what's held in your phone, the amount of information that's held in your phone far exceeds what they're going to find in your home. Not that that necessarily changes anything, but
all of that was addressed by all of the courts. It's like
financial records, all kinds of stuff they don't even need access to.
Calendars. They don't just store phone numbers. So they understand.
Well, dude, this is my same issue with TikTok. And the thing that people don't even understand is, like, in the terms of service of TikTok, you're giving them literally finger stroke patterns. You're giving them file names, access. Like, you signed
guess
over
what?
access.
Here's the kicker,
all of that,
and people know it now. So if you just want to give whomever all of your crap, well, then that's on you. That's on you. I don't have TikTok for that reason.
I don't either.
And so, but now that you know
FCC came out and said
that China is basically right here over your shoulder, watching everything, looking in your phone. If you want to do it, well, then that's your stupidity, in my opinion. And I said stupidity.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's just a lot going on when it comes to phones,
right.
And mobile devices. I'm glad that I guess I'm glad to hear that they're trepidatious about just kind of coming down with a catch-all answer.
Well, they haven't yet, but they will. Oh.
What? Are you froze? Oh, rain?
Ah, they're playing my song.
Oh, I can't hear your music.
Oh, it's the ambulance going by.
Oh my word! You're terrible. They're playing my song.
Because they're playing my favorite song.
Dude, no. You can't say stuff like that.
I had to. I don't know what to tell you. All right. So
look at this band.
I'm just sad you couldn't hear it. You got to get a better speaker.
Oh, my word.
There's a speaker there in the window.
You're horrible.
Oh, wait, look.
Oh, no.
Oh, Millie, you moved a whole lot. You alive? Oh, you're breathing. Okay. All right, well, that's it. So I'm going to get back to the law.
That's good. Interesting.
So here's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
It's simply don't commit crimes, but if you do what I do. Take your phone out in the back, grab the shotgun, and blast it a few times. Here's my passcode.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. On that note, have a great weekend.
Just kidding. Don't destroy evidence, people. That would be.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to tell you to do that.
That's another count. That's another count.
To destroy evidence. That was funny. Comedic licensing.
Obstruction of justice.
Yeah, we don't want any of that.
Oh, my word.
Lord knows, the cops come knocking at my door.
What did you say on Facebook?
That was a Jason. Throw that technical. That was for comedic.
No, this is technical. Don't do that.
This was not legal advice.
Slap the wrist. Don't do that.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
All right. Well. Oh boy. Big day Tuesday. Whatever your politics. Big day Tuesday.
Oh yeah. Seafood festival this weekend as well.
What is it?
The seafood festival.
I don't like seafood, so I could care less.
I'm not a big seafood fan.
Well, you know what?
You buy a ticket and you go, and the beer's
how about
free,
this?
too.
A shout out to Melody Appleby.
Okay.
My Ryan and Jackie's paralegal assistant, case manager, et al. She's getting married on Saturday. I will be attending the wedding.
Okay.
So congratulations.
Congrats.
There's still time to back out, but hey, that's me.
You're horrible.
Other than that, anything else?
No, man. This has been a great one. This was a really informative, very educational. At least it's entertaining for me. I hope it's
as I
entertaining
read
for
my
everyone
book, if and when a case comes out on the cell phone issue, we'll let you know how it all played out.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, take us out.
Will do.